fight for every single vote. We're going to fight for those who have not been heard.
A night after he appeared to admit defeat, congressional candidate Nate McMurray now says he's not giving up his fight. Good evening, everyone. Congressman Chris Collins claimed victory over McMurray last night.
News 4's Rachel Monjovi takes us through what has happened in this race over the last 24 hours. Rachel?
Don, Jackie, it was during this newscast last night when Nate McMurray took the stage at his headquarters and told supporters he was going to come up short. We interviewed him afterwards, twice in fact, where he talked as if he were conceding. Now he's saying not so fast.
Well, I did not concede. That was the word that the media used. I never used that word.
NY27 Democratic candidate Nate McMurray is changing his tune. He told reporters his election night speech was not a concession speech, despite the many times he acknowledged defeat.
We're going to come up a little short. I don't want you to be disappointed in that. I'm going to tell you first what I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss driving around with you guys, meeting my neighbors. Remember, Rocky won. Rocky didn't win. He looked like I do right now. He was all beat up.
Minutes after McMurray made what seemed like a concession speech, Congressman Chris Collins declared victory.
My opponent has conceded, so I'm standing before you today as the congressman going back to Congress for the next term.
2 hours later, McMurray demanded a recount in votes. A 1% vote margin stood between him and Collins. Now McMurray is saying he doesn't want a recount. He just wants to make sure all of the votes, including absentee ballots, are counted.
We need to count the ballots. There's only an unofficial count at this time. It is way too early to think this is over.
Collins' campaign fired back at McMurray, claiming Collins won fair and square.
Congressman Collins won this race yesterday. He won a majority of the counties. He won in clear and convincing fashion. And it's time for Nate McMurray to let the voters' will stand, drop this absurd notion of a fake recount.
With thousands of absentee votes hanging in the balance, elections officials say it could be a couple more weeks before the Board of Elections has a final vote count. Now, we are told more absentee ballots are still coming in by mail to all of the 8 counties in the district. Erie County, at least, will begin counting those absentees next week. Rachel Monjovi, News 4.